As a North Korean student, I had the opportunity to study in France. A decisive moment came when I asked a French friend who Freud was. The friend said I should definitely know Freud. Freud is the founder of psychoanalysis and a giant in modern psychology. In North Korea, where every problem is supposedly answered by the words of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, there was no need to know about Freud, and knowing about him was even forbidden. I was ashamed that I claimed to have studied at North Korean top university, but was unfamiliar with the term psychoanalysis. I was ashamed of my homeland, North Korea. I realized that not only was I physically unfree, but I was also mentally enslaved. In simpler terms, I realized I had been brainwashed.
Love has an expiration date. That's what I read in a book several years ago. But I learned from my parents that it is not necessary. On June 27, 2018, a month after my mother's operation at the hospital, my family crossed the Amur River and arrived in Chinese territory. However, the journey after escaping North Korea was not easy. My mother had a disability in her leg. In addition, my mother's son was very uncomfortable since it was not after surgery. So my father carried my mother. We crossed Yang River and crossed the mountains of Laos for 3 hours. Then came to South Korea through China, Vietnam, and Laos, and Thailand. My mother endured pain of the months before coming to South Korea at any minute points, such as crossing rivers. My father carried my mother on his back. That was when I really saw what true love was.
Ever since letters with your eyes. If you'd like to see one, you should take a look at a North Korean worker who is working abroad. When we arrived in Russia, the first thing we did was we give our passport to the secret police. The secret police collected all our documents so that no one could escape from North Korea. And the director of our company said to us workers, from now on, you have to work like ants for Kim Jong-un and yourselves. He said that we even have to make sugar drops from down if it is necessary for making money. You are very often verbally humiliated and physically abused.
My mom was always been at the center of my universe. Even when we lived in a barn and were homeless and starving, we were together. But when I was 12, my mom suddenly disappeared. I later learned she had escaped from North Korea. I wished for my mom to return to me. That much to my surprise, my mom sent a broker to rescue me. But I did not go with the broker because my aunt and uncle warned me that I could be sold in China. My aunt ordered me to tell the broker that I would not go. The second time, a different broker knocked on my door, but I did not go with the broker because my aunt and uncle scared me again. Not only could I be sold to a Chinese man, but my body parts also could be sold. And so again, we told the broker that I would not go. But my mind was opening to the possibility of escaping. My true awakening to the outside world came when a neighbor told me about her life in China. She said that she never had to worry about her next meal. But on the other hand, I was usually studying. I wanted a better life, like being able to study. But most of all, I wanted to see my mom. And the third time, broker came for me. He did not knock on the door. This was his second visit, and he knew that my aunt and uncle would try to snub me again. So instead, he asked the young child to come get me. And this time, I was ready. I was ready to escape.
A letter to my younger self.
When you're thrown into prison after you're captured trying to escape. What kind of a country draws 11-year-olds? In prison, you even had to ask permission to use the bathroom. When the toilet was clogged, it was always you who had to clear it with your bare hands. You couldn't bathe, and lice became your constant companions. I know what it felt like as a child to face freezing winds and minus 30 to 40 degrees, and to endure constant hunger in North Korea. You swallowed your pride, scavenging bits of apple peels from the ground. What I want to tell you is this: none of the pain and suffering you experienced was your fault. Never forget that you are a precious person who deserves love. I love you then and now, and I always will.
My hometown is a small mining village in the northern part of North Korea. In South Korea, people call that place Aoji. Life there was like hell. I worked in an underground mine for 3 years, doing the same difficult labor every day. I had to work more than 13 to 15 hours a day in the suffocating mine. The tunnels were dark, damp. They collapsed from time to time. If a co-worker was injured or killed, 1 or 2 people would carry the body outside, while the rest of us had to complete the day's coal production quota. Every day, I swallowed polluted air and emerged from the mine covered in black dust. By the time I stepped outside, I looked like a blackened dog. I was the girl with black makeup.
In North Korea, your future is not your choice. The government decides it for you, no matter how hard you work. Your family's studies controls your life. One day, I watched a South Korean drama called Boys Over Flowers. It showed me something new, a world where people could follow their dreams. I started to wonder, could I ever live like that? That question changed my life. My mother had already escaped, and with her help, I decided to live too. One night, I stood by the yellow river. The water was acting cold. I was scared, but I knew that if I stayed, my life would never change. I jumped in and swam across.
In 2015, I arrived in South Korea. I thought freedom would be easy, but it was not. I was 19 years old, and everything was new. I did not understand how to live in this world. People told me, you made the right choice. South Korea has many opportunities. I wanted to believe them. I studied hard. I took the college entrance exam and got into the acting program at the Seoul Institute of the Arts. For the first time, I was choosing my own path.
I was ready. I was ready to escape, but I could not leave immediately. I had to find the right time to avoid getting caught. And one day, I overheard a conversation between my aunt and uncle. They were worried what will happen to them if I left. I was farming, doing housework, and manual labor for them. The toughest was working hours to mountain to collect wood almost every day. And their conversation was the final reminder that I did not have a future in North Korea. And looking back, that was my confident moment. So I escaped from North Korea in March 2011 and arrived in South Korea on May 20th on my mom's birthday.
Believe it or not, when I was in North Korea, I knew nothing about South Korea. When I was in 17, I was doing lumber work in China. I learned about South Korea. When you arrived in South Korea, you were given the chance at a better life and a chance to study as well. It was then that I became more interested in South Korea. I spent a whole week just thinking about escaping to South Korea. I was really worried about my mother's safety if I escaped. But after careful thinking, I decided to escape to South Korea. This escape was no easy task. In fact, out of 15 people I escaped with, only 3 of us made it safely to South Korea. The rest were caught by the Chinese military and the police.
In 1992, malnutrition was widespread in my hometown. At that time, so many people in my village died in death. And actually, I had malnutrition, so I stayed home for a year and did not go to school. After graduating college and starting a job, my family's life did not improve. All my family members worked, but we all almost no pay and always starved. I often hoped that my future children do not grow up in such conditions.
In North Korea, actually, I graduated college. My major was railway operation. So when I entered the college, I don't have much thinking about which major I like, how to set up my subject, because the regime set up the all subject, all major. That's it. I just only follow. But in South Korea, when I entered the graduate school, it's so much stressful because I need to set up my subject, I need to apply my subject, and I need to choose my professor. And also, this is by myself. Nobody helped me. So much stressful, confusing. It seems to be dictatorship is easier than the capitalism, but the result is completely different. Officially, there is no tuition, but almost every week we need to pay the money because the regime does not support the university and college. The college collects money from students almost every week. Many students, they don't have money. Many students can fail. Even graduate the college and university, they have a job but no income. We call it is forced labor.
I know what it felt like as a child to face freezing winds and minus 30 to 40 degrees, and to endure constant hunger in North Korea. You swallowed your pride, scavenging bits of apple peels from the ground. I understand how hungry you were to have done that. You even felt excited at seeing a little apple peel, hoping it might ease your hunger. With trembling hands, you brought it to your mouth. And when you were coming down the mountain after gathering wood, you found candy, soft and dry, even though it was clawing with ants. You picked it up, and for grateful, you brushed off the ants and let the sweetness melt on your tongue. The sweet taste gave you a tiny bit of comfort for a moment. What I want to tell you is this: none of the pain and suffering you experienced was your fault. Never forget that you are a precious person who deserves the love.
My hometown was once Osaka, where South Korean prisoners of war were forced to work after the Korean War. My grandfather was POW. He was captured near the end of the Korean War. The war ended July 27, 1963. He was captured 11 days before death, at the age of 18, when I should have been pursuing my dreams of education. I worked in an underground mine for 3 years, doing the same difficult labor every day. Life there was like hell.
The daily life, it depends on which part, but nearby border people are they smuggling. They're selling to the China, so they can make money. In my case, which is hard to make money, so we are usually doing that farming. But the farming is not easy because the poor people cannot farming because they don't have the land. In my case, my aunt was selling food. She was cooking and she let me go out to selling. Usually, normal people daily life are just go to the mountain to collect firewoods or like selling things in the black market. So that's how they are making.
The North Korean regime always say that the South Koreans, North Korean enemy, the American also North Korean enemy, they just teaching the and South Korean other countries so poor, there are many homeless, and then they push us just to worship Kim Il-sung. Then I couldn't get another country information. So I don't know other country what happened, I don't know. So I just only believed it, and then also I was very young. So I don't know. But when I was 15 years old, I saw my friend and neighbors and my siblings, even my own parents, die from starvation and disease. And then I realized that it was something wrong.
So in my city, people are saying that Pyongyang is a different university because I only saw Pyongyang from TV, and also the Pyongyang cannot go anywhere. They're checking IDs and then checking even the family background. Yes, so in my case, my mom already disappeared, so that means I got monitoring 24 hours.
Now I can change my hairstyle because North Korea I can't change my hairstyle. I can already have North Korean style hairstyle, and also I can change my hairstyle. And also you're wearing the jeans, right? But in North Korea I can't wear the jeans. And also what is my good thing to me right now? I can go any other country.
For years, I have tried to push those memories aside. But I've come to realize that my story is not just mine. It represents the ongoing struggle of countless North Korean dictators. The Russian writer Dostoevsky once wrote, "Only thing I dread is that I may not be worthy of my suffering." My pain reminds me that while I cannot choose the pain, I can choose how I respond to it. For me, healing is not about forgetting. It is about understanding the nature of the scars I continue to endure. Through sharing my story, I want to create a future where no one has to endure what I did.